brass stencils on this show before. This time we're going to take those brass stencils and do a little stamping with them. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can. We're going to do something completely different.
Using also some spray inks, okay?
That's right. Well, we're starting with some shiny paper.
And we have a card here, which we are going to redo most of that for you all. And look at that card. It's a really cool one with two fish. And we're going to have to do a background color so those fish really stand out.
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, we're actually going to start with our stencil. Or no, let's start with the background color.
Right.
That's right. Now then, when all else fails, listen to your co-host's direction. Now, this is a spray paint, and you notice I am wearing gloves, and I'm going to spray yellow first. At no time does my hand leave my wrist. Now, wasn't that easy?
That's nice.
Very, very cool.
Shall we move that out of the way?
Yes, because we're going to add a second color,
okay,
right?
I'll help you by moving that out of the way. I'm going to move that right there.
Thank you.
And then we already did this and it dried. It takes up to a half hour to dry that.
And again, this is just a very, very fine mist. And you'll never be able to do two pieces alike because each one is very, very individual. So each piece will be uniquely yours every time you do it.
Okay.
Now, our next step
we already had this one dry.
Yeah, oh, that's
we had
right.
one on hand.
Yes, we were prepared. And this is what it looks like, right? At least this is what this one looks like. Now, the next step is to spray the stencil.
Right.
Is that correct?
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to put the stencil down also on our wonderful cardboard surface here, our disposable surface. And we're going to spray that, or I am going to spray that blue. Okay, and again, a very light mist. And this is why our table is covered with newspaper. This is so much fun to do, but we do have to look after our surface. Now I'm going to remove this and actually put it on a paper towel. And you also notice that these stencils, they have maybe a date or a designer's name on one side.
Right.
And we sprayed the side that was perfectly blank. It didn't have any other writing or anything on it.
And here's
you'll
why.
see why in just a second.
Because we're going to stamp with it.
Yeah. Do we want to bring
now
that
we're
over?
going to take this right here and we are going to put our, let me see here. I'm just going to lay this down on top of the wet stamp, okay?
We have made a stencil stamp, haven't we?
And I'm going to peel it away.
I like that. Isn't that
There's
gorgeous? And look at the detail in that. That is fabulous.
That's really neat. There's another way to do it, and we have two cards to show you. And what you can do with these is one of them, where this one I'm pointing my finger to, that is just the white background. We didn't paint that background. You could leave it like that, but if you look at the card below, that is actually some black embossing paste that is a little dimensional.
Now then, we have our plain card right here, and we've already done a little design on the back.
In fact, in this one, we actually did a brown and a black, so it has a different look.
And
combine two colors.
There's lots of different colors to choose from, and they all look really great when they blend together. Now we're taping this down because we're going to add dimension with this special paste.
Okay.
There we go. Did you turn the end over so we can get it up easily?
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll work with it. Okay.
We'll work with it. It'll work.
Okay, there we go. And another piece. Okay.
Now then, there we go. Now, you're the cake decorator, right?
Oh, right, I am.
Because this is kind of like putting icing on a cake.
With what looks like a cake decorating knife, a nice palette knife. And I'm going to put it on the back, right?
Right. We're going to put a blob on the corner. And then just scrape it right over the top of that stencil. And it's going to get in all those little nooks and crannies.
And then just take that and lift it up.
And then put that right back in the jar so we can use it for another project later.
Okay. There's a little bit right here, just so we don't have so much mess and fuss. I'm going to pick that up too. Okay. There we go. Are we ready to take off?
The reveal.
Yes.
Right? It's always so much fun.
Okay.
There we go. I'll hold that down for you.
There we go. We're just removing the tape that is repositionable tape, which is nice to use in craft projects.
Yes, we definitely don't want to use permanent tape.
And we're going to leave that one on, the side on, the top one here. We'll take off.
Take off the other one. There we go. I've got that one.
Okay. And I'm going to leave one on for a hinge in case I missed a spot. And there you go.
Ah, Beth, that looks great.
This will take about an hour to dry. You can speed that process up with a heating tool, but, you know, to set it aside for an hour is fine.
Well, I'm going to take off our hinge tape, too, because we don't want that to dry on the project.
We have the final card again, which is a fun card there. You can see how it's a nice look, the black, and also it adds that dimension to the card, which is very pretty. And
I'm sorry, I was going to say, and it also looks nice without the paste. I mean, I love the look of the spray because it goes on the background and it has that tie-dye effect, and it's very impressionistic.
Sure.
It's just a really nice look, and it's a little bit different from some of the other things we've done.
Okay.
I like it.
Let's look at the other cards we have along. There's some other ones. Look at that nativity scene at the top. That is so lovely. A nice holiday card. You could really do a lot of these at once.
Yeah, yes, you could.
Then you'd have everything ready. And as we pull out, you can see a bunch of other designs.
I
Some girls,
love the birds at the bottom.
right, and the
Friends card.
and the girls dancing in the middle, and the flowers are lovely too. And we will be